Yeah, people tried to warn me, but typically I didn't listen to maybe good advice, but I used to hang out with this guy from Philadelphia. We just called him Philly because he was from Philly. His story was probably not unusual, but he was a Philly guy, and he had a certain attitude, especially when it comes to sports. And he'd be watching the Eagles and like, man, he's lambasting the organization or blah blah. I mean, they know a lot, and they can see this year ain't going right. They don't sit there. They don't sit there and say, "Wow, everything's great in Philadelphia." Philly fans will let you know when you're screwing up. But down here, we're a little more polite. Fans don't like to be told their team isn't doing good things because they want their team to win. On top of that, they automatically give the coaches far too much credit, the players far too much credit. Everybody gets more credit than they could possibly deserve. Everybody gets more credit than they probably deserve, and some don't get enough. It's an unfair credit distribution system everywhere, and especially in the South. Once we establish someone is an icon, that's what he is. We can't talk bad about him. That's just a Southern thing. If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. Well, that's probably good advice, I guess. But it may not be. It may not be the best advice. You can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Well, when you see someone doing obviously destructive things, and it wouldn't be nice to tell him, well, you're just going to let him destroy himself? That's not very nice. So, yeah, were you trying to be nice, or are you trying not to say anything that's not nice? I don't understand what the deal is. Most people would benefit from the reality, the truth. There's not much benefit that a lie can ultimately do for anybody. Can't think of a reason. If I told you you won the lottery, you're going to go spend the money just because I told you won the lottery? No, because it's a lie. You didn't win the lottery, I don't reckon. I sure don't know of any personally that has won the lottery, so I wouldn't be telling anybody that. It'd be a lie. It would be useless for me to tell you that. I mean, so what's the difference? Telling somebody they won the lottery doesn't make them win the lottery. And telling somebody that your football team is doing the right things doesn't mean they're doing the right things. You're better off knowing what reality is rather than a lie. What isn't true? I mean, if it's not true, it might sound good, it might look good, it might actually function in your favor for a while, but it can't. Eventually, they'll know you didn't win the lottery. And reality clamps down pretty hard in certain categories. It does. Winning a football game, you have to have more points than the other team. There's no other way to win. You have to actually have good stats to be a good team. Looking at stats, last 20 years, we haven't had a champion that was below 20 in offense or defense. Most of the time, one was in the top 5. Sometimes they were both. That Georgia 22 team, I believe, was both. I'm quite sure they were. Well, you don't have that happen every day, but you can't go hanging around 51st in the country in offense and still think you're a legitimate championship team, because they haven't made it to the party, and they never will. So, are you going to have something better than that this year? You better hope so, because a 51st offense ain't going to the playoffs or winning a game in the playoffs. Let's put it that way. Obviously, you can make the playoffs with the 51st team. We're talking about winning it. All those stats are about the winners, or at least the finalists. So if you plan on being a champion, you got to do a lot of things right. And if you don't do them right, it's not going to benefit you to say you did them right or pretend you did them right. You've got to look. I mean, we got to be a lot more like that Philly guy. He didn't give his team a break. Well, they're better than our team, but he wasn't happy. Philly fans take it personal. They put a lot into it. And they expect the team to perform. There's nothing wrong with that.